So practice. What do I mean by practice? What do we mean by practice? Well, we all have some kind of practice. We're all teaching something and we're all learning something. There are so many different practices we may participate in. There are religious practices, many of those. There are meditative practices. There are practices of violence, practices of anger. We're always rehearsing something. We're always using our will to bring something into our consciousness. We're always choosing something. We're either choosing the truth or we're choosing what is false. So, insofar as our practice is helping us to choose love or truth, forgiveness, strength, light, then our practice is true. So any practice will suffice. There's a breathing practice. Breathing in, breathing out. What is that doing? It's helping us to leave the false story behind. That's all that's doing. We ground in our body and we leave the storyline behind by taking all of our focus, by taking our will and focusing it on the in-breath and the out-breath. And so we're making a choice. We choose with our will to focus on something that is not our out-of-control, insane storyline. Right? So that's a practice. Yoga, body yoga, is a practice, right? We choose with our will to discipline our bodies, move them into particular postures and positions. And as we do that, we are focused on something else beside our storyline. Religious practice, holy scriptures, we rehearse those in our mind. We choose to focus on what is pure and lovely, as opposed to the crazy storylines that seem to be going on so frequently in our minds. So whatever practice is bringing you freedom is the practice. Yes? There are practices that may be more true than others. If we have flaws in our metaphysics, if there are foundational flaws in the stories that we're telling ourselves, then we may have a problem. It may appear that we have a problem. If our stories, if our metaphysics are not pointing us to the oneness, then we're reinforcing the story of separate self. And we may need to change our metaphysics, to change our practice, to change the story that we're telling ourselves. For instance, the story of Christ is a beautiful story. Yet, if we allow ourselves to become the martyr, if we allow ourselves to become the one who sacrifices for love, then there's a flaw in our story. We believe that we will sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice, and at some point, love will be born in us. My experience is that love never came. All the sacrifices I made did not birth love in this being. I suffer very much if I tell a story about how I am superior to you. I suffer greatly if I tell a story about how I am inferior to you. There's a flaw in that story. So what is the most true story? Well, That's a great question, isn't it? What story do we tell ourselves that is the most helpful? Or what non-story do we tell ourselves? How do we escape the stories that we're telling ourselves? Well, we need to understand that the stories are just that. They are just stories. They are just words after all. Fingers pointing to the moon. It's the moon we're trying to look at, not the finger. So we begin to understand at some point in our evolution of consciousness that the words are just words, and the stories are just stories, and the names are just names. For instance, in some forms of Christianity, the belief in the name of Jesus is valued more than the act of forgiveness. And there are exclusive practices, or practices of exclusivism, right? Club making, pledge taking, that separate us from the rest of the world. That's suffering, right? We create suffering with an erroneous storyline. It's okay. It's just part of the process, right? It's all part of the process. Nothing's wrong. There really is no problem. There was a problem. We believed that we were separate. We believed in the illusion of separate self, but that problem was solved, right? Christ solved that problem. Christ reconciled us, correct? I and the Father are one. One tradition calls that theosis, the joining or the acknowledgement of the joining of the God self and this self. Yes? Have you experienced that? Probably so. To know oneself as pure and holy and perfect in a moment? Is that blasphemy, or is that what the Christ invites us to? To know oneself as innocent, to know oneself as love? Isn't this what we're called to? Are you broken? Are you sick? Or are you healed and whole? And with these choices that we make, we set ourselves free. Now, it looks like a process, right? Because we pick up a practice, and then we may pick up the errors in that practice along the way. And then a lot of times what happens there is we will throw away our practice. We will throw out the proverbial baby with the proverbial bathwater, right? Like, oh, that practice didn't work. And then we leave. If we leave a practice, if we leave a form with unforgiveness in our heart, then we've created a problem for ourselves. However, at some point, we learn to move through form with forgiveness, as the Christ showed us to do. We see through the illusion, we call bullshit, and then we forgive the illusion. We forgive the bullshit. Yes? And then we are free. Because now we have all the good things from that practice without any unforgiveness, without any resentments, without any grievances. We have seen through the illusion and into the miracle. We have given ourselves the gift of salvation, the gift of love. We are experiencing a resurrected life. We have seen through the illusion. We've been crucified by it. We have forgiven it. And now we are living a resurrected life. It's a very basic message. It's the story of a seed that goes into the ground, dies. Its roots go into the rot and decay, drawing nutrients. Its green leaves reach up toward the sun, soaking up light, which is both wave and a particle, trying to protect you from the wind that's beginning to blow a little bit here. There is no problem. There was a problem. We thought we were separate, but we are not separate. And all of our inquiries outward into the far reaches of the universe, and all of our inquiries inward will lead us to the same solution. That we are not alone. I have traveled, my friend, to the very edge of the observable universe. I hovered there for some time with a cosmic melon baller, scraping out the insides of me, every remnant of ridiculous superstition and the stories, and I thought, this will heal me. I will be an atheist. I will be a nihilist. I will accept the meaninglessness of all of this. And I did. But meaninglessness is true, but it's not the end, because there is something that is meaningful, and that which is meaningful is love. Love still is. God still is. Light is. Not the light that we can see with our eyes, it's but a symbol, but the light we see with our Christ mind. It's getting very windy. I'll draw you closer. Yes. Yes, my friend. You are the light. You are the love. You are safe. You are whole. You are right where you need to be. And this is the message that keeps coming over and over again, that all teachers are teaching with one voice, maybe slightly different arrangement of words, but all the teachers are pointing directly inward, saying, you are the teacher, the consciousness, the pure consciousness, and that which is deeper than consciousness, the isness, the pure being, that which is absolutely changeless and absolutely still, absolutely forgiving, and waits in silence for us to become it, to allow it to arise. This is what we've been shown over and over and over again. This is what all the gurus are asking us to witness in ourselves. It's really quite simple. It's just a matter of practice, using our will to choose light, to choose love, to choose release, to choose forgiveness over and over and over again. It's already done. There is no rush. There is no condemnation for anyone. God's judgment is absolute and unconditional forgiveness. I speak this message to you calmly and gently and kindly with my nurturing voice, because I love to do it, right? What is this ego that we talk about? What is this I that we seem to be so obsessed about? Who is this I? What can we really know? Questions. Who are you? Are you this body? Who are you? I am spirit. I am the Son of God. I am safe. I am healed. I am whole. I am free to forgive. I am free to save the world. I am free to speak the message of forgiveness. The same message that Hafiz and Rumi were speaking, of being in love with the divine, that there is no sin, there really is no problem, that we dance and we drink and we laugh and we play, and none of this is really all that serious. Right? None of this is real. This is an illusion, and it all passes away for each of our egos. We know that. Yet we still continue to invest ourselves in the false. That's okay. It's not a problem. One day, we will all breathe a sigh of relief. We will release ourselves from this prison. We will say yes to the truth. Not because any demand was ever made, but because we will exhaust our egos. Our egos will finally surrender. And the one will arise. And the one already has arisen. It just takes a while for it to sink in. It takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while. Some might say I'm homeless, but I believe I found my home. I heard the voice of God today. Sweet salvation came to me with the rising of the sun. And we began to laugh and play in this illusory world where nothing really happened. Forgiveness is the only way in this illusory world. See, say, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know I feel the same. The Atlantic but a drop of dew on a blade of green grass, little thunder. You know I'd like to hold you in my arms one day. No more talk now, go to her, get out of there, my son. But you know the world's gonna try to hide her away. I forgive it, I forgive it, I forgive it. There's only one will and I live it. I put judgment down in that thorny crown. When I crawl down from that cross, 3 days underground, make a joyful sound. And I forgive that fearful loss. I said, holy, holy, holy. I'm the lion and the lamb at the same time. It took a little bit, but I realized it. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Yeah, what? You are the way, you are the truth, you are the life. Come on, we are the way, we are the truth, we are the life. You say mountain move, I say mountain is forgiven. We play now here, there is no fear. This abundant life I'm living, come on. Holy, 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 I'm the lion and the lamb at the same time. It took a little bit, but I realized it. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Come on, you are the way, you are the truth, you are the life. Yeah, we are the way, we are the truth, we are the life. Come on, we are the way, we are the truth, we are the life. Come on, we are the way, we are the truth, we are the life. Come on, we are the way, we are the truth, we are the life. Come on. I smile and I laugh because I can. Yes, yes, yes. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. Enjoy your whirling dervishes today. Dance around. Smile. Take deep breaths and love one another.